Carl had the target in his sights. One breath, one trigger pull. That's all it would take. But just as his finger tightened on the trigger, a woman stepped into the crosshairs. She was stunning, out of place, and dangerous. Not because she had a weapon, but because she broke his concentration. He adjusted his scope, reacquired the target. Focus, control, precision. That was his creed. A quick glance back at the woman, still standing there. Something about her didn't sit right. He inhaled slowly. Heart rate, 65 beats per minute. Perfect. No nerves, no mistakes. He fired. But the unthinkable happened. The woman stepped into the bullet's path. Time slowed. She dropped. The curtains closed. The target vanished. The mission was over. Carl didn't panic. He never did. Within seconds, he dismantled his rifle, packed up, and disappeared into the shadows. He caught a cab and headed straight for the airport. On the way in, he casually tossed his final weapon into a trash bin. This job was over, but something told him it wasn't truly done. Just as he reached his gate, his phone buzzed. Unknown number. He answered. The voice was Ice. Explain yourself. It was the client. No second chances. No tolerance for failure. Carl didn't wait to argue. He crushed the phone, ripped out the SIM, ground it beneath his boot. No tracking, no trace. But the game had changed. He wasn't the hunter anymore. He was the hunted. On the flight, a man in dark glasses stared too long. Carl took note. When they landed, he booked a new flight under a fake name. But at the next terminal, the same man appeared again. Confirmed. He was being followed. He canceled the ticket, checked into a nearby hotel, and disappeared for the night. By morning, he'd caught a different flight under a new alias, finally reaching his safe house deep in the countryside. Driving through forests, fields, and abandoned roads, Carl checked for tails the entire way. None. But when he pulled into the farmhouse, his instincts screamed. Footprints in the dirt. Weapon drawn, he circled the property. More prints. Leading inside, he breached the door. Silence. Shattered furniture. Bloodstains. A struggle had happened here. Hands trembling for the first time in years, Carl called the one person who mattered. His wife answered. Barely. They broke in. A man and a woman. I'm in the hospital. Carl's world went still. He moved fast, arranging her transfer to a secure private facility. But it was clear. They weren't just after him. They were making it personal. He returned to the property, dropped to his knees, and began to dig. Years ago, Carl buried more than just secrets. He buried survival kits, weapons, untraceable cash, forged documents, escape routes. He unearthed the first cache, then another. He wasn't running anymore. He was preparing for war because someone had turned the hunter into prey, and now the game was just beginning.